I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.
Hello, hello, hello. Long time no fly. That is an expression we can use? I think it is. Welcome all to the Glide Slope channel. Today we got a very special treat. Thanks to TFDi Design, we got ourselves McDonnell Douglas / Boeing MD-11. It's appropriate to call it Boeing MD-11 because currently the only MD-11s that are flying are under Boeing because, you know, McDonnell Douglas was purchased by Boeing, or some people would say it's the other way around, but that's the facts. This is the last, I would say, if semi-successful MD trijet, the MD-11. It's basically an upgrade from the venerable DC-10. This plane was supposed to be a brand new plane, but McDonnell Douglas kind of skidded off the runway at the last minute and decided just to update the DC-10. The DC-10 was also a trijet, and this plane effectively replaced it with a more modernized cockpit, better engines, better design overall, eliminating some of the issues the DC-10 had, but not all. Currently the MD-11 is still flying, although more in the cargo capacity, and we all remember the unfortunate event that was the DHL MD-11 crash, where the left engine detached, hit the middle engine, and caused a tragedy we all know in the United States. But before that, the MD-11 was happily flying for several cargo companies, including DHL, as we were mentioning it. But back in the day, when the DC-10 was being phased out, a lot of companies hopped in. Especially American Airlines. But some European airlines flew it. I can remember seeing KLM KLM was just one of them. Finnair was also flying it, and of course the German airline we have here, LTU, which eventually no longer exists. But for the sake of nostalgia, I decided to bring it on. And this particular aircraft is the passenger version, of course, for LTU, and is equipped with the Pratt & Whitney engines. Now, TFDi Design has developed this plane for MFS 2020, but recently it was updated to 2024, and we got both passenger and freighter versions. I'm planning on making a freighter flight in the future. And of course, you got the Pratt & Whitney and the GE engines. These are the Pratt & Whitneys. We'll take a look at them in a bit closer. Now, one of the things that I remember that people criticize TFDi MD-11 for FS 2020 was that it was the external model was kind of lacking detail, lacking some aspects of it. And what TFDi did was listen to the complaints and really build this amazing external model. I've been flying it for 2 days now, and on and off. And I mean, look at that! Can you see the 3D effect on the rivets? A lot of these things are around this plane. It's really amazing what they've done, given the fact that this is no longer flying. But they went all in and decided to model this plane completely. So much so that I was planning to make a day flight, but fortunately Munich airport has this very bright illumination, and you can see the plane in all its glory. Now, the MD-11 is a venerable trijet, and we'll be talking about it in a few moments about its failure. It's actually a failed aircraft for McDonnell Douglas and then Boeing after the purchase. It did have sort of a revival, so to speak, by making it the venerable KC. Actually, no, I think that's a DC-10. The KC-10, yeah, the KC-10 was for the DC-10. So not even a military, it didn't even have a military role to it, which is unfortunate. It was just purely cargo and civilian variants. As far as I know, around 200 aircraft overall were built. And of course, with that came its downfall. Now, why did the famous trijet fail? Well, it's a mix of events, and it's really not McDonnell Douglas. I mean, maybe the timing was wrong. Maybe the timing should have been decided a little bit better. But what ultimately killed the trijet overall, including the L1011 from Lockheed and the DC-10 and this aircraft, of course, was, of course, the advent of better engines and the twin jet overall improvements. So the twin jets killed the trijet. That's literally what happened. So the Airbus A330, the Boeing 767, 757, what's that door over there open? That's what eventually killed the trijet, because these twin engines were more effective. They were cheaper just to build and maintain. And of course, they had ETOPS certification that enabled them to fly over the large bodies of water or seas without the necessity of a third engine, because the engines became so reliable. So the MD-11 and the Lockheed TriStar, they were great planes. Maybe the TriStar was a better plane overall, but that's a different story. But these planes were great, but they just came late to the scene, you know, had the MD-11 be released a bit earlier, maybe right after the DC-10 started failing, then perhaps the story will be quite different. But eventually, all trijets failed to attract new airlines. So the twin jets came, they conquered, and that's it. Now, as for the TFDi, we already performed a small look around. There's a lot of panels here that are interactive, such as the ground air panels. As you can see, you can just connect them. I believe the engine cowl's open, but I was never able to do it. not sure what I'm missing here. But there's a lot of interactions. None of them are really interesting, just for the curious eye candy stuff. The doors will open, of course. Let me see if I can open this door for you to see. The MD-11 has this very unique style of opening doors. They slide inside. It's really cool. There you go. So maybe close the other two doors, because those doors, we're not going to have catering service today, so we might as well just close those. We can also open the cargo doors, of course, but we'll leave that for GSX. Unfortunately, GSX has not been updated to accommodate the MD-11, so we will not have seated passengers as far as I know. But well, there's a few items that are still pending, like some interactions that are still pending with third-party add-ons, but nothing serious, nothing that can forbid us from flying. Now, the external model, as you can see, is really well built, but wait until you see the internal model. It's quite good. So let's do it, man. David Copperfield. Hello, Christopher. And here we are, right on the jump seat. Well, not the jump seat, the pilot seat. And there's Betsy. We are on the pilot seat of the venerable MD-11. As you can see, this is a very spacious cockpit. Why? Well, it inherits this room here that's no longer useful on this aircraft, but it used to be on a DC-10. That's the flight engineer's seat. So there used to be a huge panel here, and this is where the engineer will be sitting and operating the aircraft. No longer needed, of course. It's a two-seat operation. Let's go watch the cabin. The plane is cold and dark, so see, this door shouldn't be open. We can only open and close it from the outside, apparently. But as you can see, this is very old school. So LTU operated apparently first class or business class, and then the entirety of the aft cabin is all economy. That was a common practice. It's like the tickets were like luxury items for these flights. We'll come back here during the flight, take a good look at stuff. TFDi, they have this attention to detail, so these bins will open, the window blinds will also move. There's a lot of small interactive items. I don't think these chairs are interactive, but you can, if you come here to economy, you can drop the trays, which is also quite funny. There you go. So if you're planning on flying on these planes virtually in economy, there's some interactions to be done. That's the entry. L2 was often the entry door for these airplanes, these wide-body airplanes. There's a lot of interactions. None of these unfortunately work, but in the cargo version, you have a side panel for the main cargo door. We'll take a look at that when we fly that plane. So these are armed. Let me see if I can close the door. No hotspot for the door, unfortunately, from the inside. Or is there? No hotspot here. Hello, Cormac Doherty. Hi. So these doors don't have a click spot. That's really not important for now. We'll close the doors from the cockpit itself. All right. So bear with me. There's a few items here that I'm still not really familiar with it, but I'm already performed a couple of flights, and I feel confident overall. So first of all, let's energize the plane, so you will see.
Autopilot.
All right. So this is normal. It's like I need to turn off the flashlight now. There we go. Because we are going to use... So this is the galley... Oh, I may need it for now because I need to turn on the cockpit lights. I've been flying daytime, so give me a moment. I'm pretty sure I've seen the knobs around here. It's a bummer. Alright, so these are the timers. Come on. Where did I see those lights? Alright, let's start this. So these are the flight intent calls. So logo lights to on, nav lights on, beacon will stay off for now. And well, we can use this. It's not the correct light, but at least we can go. We have some light, and I'll definitely search for the cockpit lights. All right, so oh, this is it. Yeah, this is it. I know I've seen it somewhere. So we can now turn off the storm lights. Let's just leave it. Actually, that's not storm light. Where is the storm light? There it is. So, lightning for the overhead. Found it. I knew I seen it somewhere. Apologies. My bad. Again, I've been flying during daytime, so I completely forgot to confirm the lights when flying at night, so my apologies. All right, so good enough. So first of all, I already implemented GSX. Oh, nice, Christopher. Yeah, they were. As far as I can tell, I never flew the MD-11, but I did fly a couple of trijets, rival trijets, and they were quite comfortable aircraft. I'll be talking about performance in a moment about this plane, but overall, all the flights that I've done have been quite good, quite smooth. There are some items during approach that we have to pay attention to, but other than that, it's been quite the fun. All right, so as far as I know, there's no real implementation with GSX, like I said earlier, so no seated passengers, at least during my tests. I've not seen them, and there are some items that could be improved over time. So we're going to rely on the GSX main own menu for now, and we're going to prepare for boarding for now. So the jetway is already connected. The plane will now be loaded. Now, what I've done here is also implemented with SimBrief and also Navigraph. So you got the Navigraph charts. Not sure why it's not importing the charts automatically. No pushback down. So here we go. So this is our flight from Munich to Porto, and we're expecting a very smooth flight. There are some weather in southern Europe which we'll go through. Hopefully we'll be above weather, and in Porto there's definitely a chance of some bad weather on the approach. So this is very cool implementation with SimBrief. You can automatically send this to the FMC and it will import all data. And as you will see here, if we go to the FMC, so flight plan initiation. So first of all, let's check the database. Oh, there it is. It's properly updated. And here we go. EDDM to LPPR. And this is the only thing it imports, actually. So now we need to fill in the rest. So we're going to go for alternate is FARO, LPFR. I know that from my SimBrief data. We are going to, so let's fill in the flight number and all that. So this is LTU 221. And let's put that on a flight number. We are going to cruise at, cruising altitude is 40,000 feet, so flight level 400. There it goes, and the cost index is, these planes were at an awful high cost index, 47. Actually, it's not that high. There we go. All right, so that's part's done, and you will notice it's ironic, but the flight management computer, or this is the CDU, but the flight management system, it's very similar to an Airbus. Don't know if they work with Airbus in any possible way, but certainly there's a lot of similarities, as you will see. So currently we set the payload and fuel, but we will have to update with the correct payload. So here is the payload currently. Well, the plane is already, like I said, there's no implementation with GSX, so the loading isn't real time like in other planes, but here we go. So we got 0 fuel weight set at 156.2. So we're gonna need block fuel. It's gonna be very low block fuel. It's gonna be 27.4. It's very low block fuel. This plane can take, I believe, up to 250 tons of weight on takeoff. So it's built to go a long way. So takeoff gross weight. Actually, I think it fills in. Yeah, there it is. So it fills in automatically. So it says insufficient fuel. Why is that? Because that's the block fuel, right? 27.3. That's what it calculated. So there it is, 27.3, I would say. So it still says it needs extra fuel. So all we need to do now is go to takeoff CG. So that's probably performance. Well, let's get weather information, get takeoff weight. All right, so we can calculate this. So all this is imported directly from the aircraft. I'm not sure about runway 08 left, but we're going to listen to ATs first.
QNH 1016, landing and departing runway 08 left, 08 right, transition level 050, numerous cranes in operation around Munich. Advise on initial contact you have information, Romeo. Munich Airport information, Romeo, 1958 Zulu, wind 0102, ceiling and visibility okay, temperature 02, G.00, QNH 1016, landing and departing runway 08 left, 08 right, transition level 050, numerous cranes in operation around Munich. Advise on initial contact you have information, Romeo. Munich Airport information, Romeo, 1958 Zulu, wind 0102, ceiling and visibility okay, temperature 02, G.00, QNH 1016, landing and departing runway 08 left, 08 right, transition level 050, numerous cranes in operation around Munich. Advise on initial contact you have information, Romeo.
Alright, so let's
Munich
reach.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha November, ready to pick up by FR clearance to Fiumicino Airport.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha November, Munich delivery expected.
I found the bug here.
Chelsea to Quebec departure.
So it's inverted. You can see that volume is at 100% is 0.
Chelsea to Quebec departure.
And 0% is 100. It's inverted. It's no big deal.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha November, readback correct. Contact ground 121.83 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.83 when ready for pushback or engine start. Lufthansa 3 Alpha November.
Still got
Have
an
a good
insufficient
evening.
fuel warning. Not sure why. But we'll handle that. How much fuel do we got actually? So 27.3, that's correct. So why is it saying we don't have enough fuel? It's odd. And I didn't have that during my test flying, so I'm not sure why it's doing that. All right, so let's get back to. So estimated 0 fuel weight is 156.2. 156.2. So that's what we got here. Estimated 0 fuel. So estimated TOW is 182.6. My bad. So again, flight plan initiation, page 2. Where's the CG here? See if it... So, payload has been put there. So we got gross weight, 0 fuel weight. Is it still insufficient fuel? What am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong here? I'm checking my notes. I don't remember having issues with the CG. But anyway, let's call in IFR clearance.
LTU 221
we'll
Heavy,
go back to
ready
that.
for Airways to Francisco Sarcano Airport.
LTU 221 Heavy, Munich delivery. Expect runway 08 left. I'll to Quebec departure. Initial climb to flight level 070. Squawk 5752.
So
I'll
08
to
left.
Quebec departure. Squawk 5752. LTU 221 Heavy.
LTU 221 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.98 when ready for push or start.
We'll contact ground 121.98 when ready for pushback or engine start. LTU 221 Heavy, thanks.
Alright. I'm gonna insert that.
Lufthansa 309, gate 247, taxi via Alpha
Let's
10
reduce volume
November,
for
November 4
now.
Echo 2.
So, I really don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, because the fuel has been predicted, unless of course SimBrief has bored the fuel planning. But as you can see here, we got the block fuel, so its total fuel is 27.3 kilograms, and the plane is saying insufficient fuel. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna carry on with planning stuff, and especially gonna add the arrival information from the flight plan. So let's go here, LPPR star, and we are expecting DCT to where? I think the flight plan is just too big. It doesn't fit this box here because it's missing the arrival information. But we got that right here on SimBrief. We don't really need to check on that. So let's view. So yeah, it's missing this entire, well, it's missing the approach phase. So it's going to be direct to Inkit via, and no vias to runway 17. So ILS 17 and no direct approach apparently. We got Beldu, DCT to Inkit. Probably gonna get radar vectors. So we'll leave it at that for now. If that's the case, we're gonna have a discontinuity. That's perfectly alright. Oh, a couple of flights I forgot to load this. It's just a standby or artificial horizon. Alright, so it's taking a bit longer because I'm getting really stuck with this performance planning. Not really sure what not allowed. What am I not allowed? Well, I'm not really sure how to get past this, but let's continue with the rest of the. Is that it? 23.6 and 23.2. I'm just. This is the detected CG, so it's probably correct. Not sure, but I think we'll find out, right? So let's go to thrust limitations. So we are expecting a derated takeoff. So let's insert flex. So we are looking at flaps 10 and flex temperature 59. So let's insert that 59. Bam. And we're going to set takeoff derate set 1 and the airspeeds. So I think there's an issue here because these letters are overlapping each of the last one. So it's going to be a derated takeoff, flex 59, and we're going to set flaps 10. So this is a little hard to see, but there's a small, let's close this. See this one here, dial a flap. So it's going to meet, we're going to need to set it to 10 degrees. So 10 degree flaps. There it is. See here? And now the flaps will dial. When we move the flap lever, it will stop where the dial was set. So yeah, things are a little different on this aircraft, as you will see. So let's carry on with normal procedures. Just gonna pick up my checklist, my trusty checklist. So we passed pre-flight checks. So we're just going to carry on with the rest. So battery power is on, external power is on. Let's skip the fire tests, no need. Same with the annunciator panels, emergency power set to arm. This one right here. And a lot of things in this overhead panel, we're going to set this to adheres to navigate. And the auxiliary. It's performing the cargo fire self-test. This is automatic procedure. And off. A lot of things in this panel are automatic, as you will see. So, first of all, if you try to operate any of these buttons, you're going to see a flashing light. Actually, let's not disconnect this one. You're going to see a flashing light whenever you try to change the status. See there? It's flashing manual. That means the system is on automatic, and it's a reality for all these fuel, air, and electrical, so, and hydraulic. So this plane was way ahead of its time, actually, and a lot of the stuff is already automated to relieve the pilot's duty during flight. So that's pretty cool. A lot of things, of course, rely on automation, but you also need to pay attention to some of the systems, and whenever there's a warning, of course, you need to know what to do, which is something that I'm still learning. So regarding V-speed, so we got V1, VR, and V2, but IRS is being line. We're going to need to set up our TCAS. So they gave us squawk 5752, so let's set that up. 5752. Let's leave this off for now. Yeah, this is pretty standard APU, sorry, ATC panel. So let's set mode to weather. Let's leave it off for now. There's a little knob here that we need to push to set it on. Alright, so we're waiting for, oh, actually no, it's already on, so let's set it to off for now, because it was blinking because we'll be toasting people on the ground. Now, I'm pretty sure that I need to insert these V-speeds somewhere. So take off. Where do I insert the V-speeds? It's kind of a blank now. Can't believe I flew this plane a couple of times yesterday, and I don't remember where is that. It's gotta be on performance. It's climb forecast, alright. We don't get wind information. I'm pretty sure I should have. So, take off, and it's going to be a flex 59. Set here. And now I need to get my V speeds. Am I doing anything wrong? Probably. So this is fuel initiation, flight plan. By the way, this is where we insert, let me go back. This is where we insert the step climbs. Pretty cool. We only have one. Oh, we need to initialize IRS. We only have one level in SimBrief, but if you have more than one level, you can step climb. We're using this page here. I'm kind of worried about the fuel. If it's continuing to tell me that I don't have enough fuel. Yeah, it's minus 20 kilograms. That's a lot of fuel. It's miscalculating. I wonder why. So I would have minus 9 kilograms, 9,000 kilograms of fuel. So I'm gonna take a leap of faith here, and I'm gonna load a bit more fuel now, because it's definitely not correct. So passenger and cargo, set payload. So I think we have a problem here. What the heck is going on? I'm telling you, this is the block field it's telling me to use, and it's correct aircraft, MD-11 PW, TFDi. There's definitely something wrong with the block field predictions, or the FMC itself is not correct. Because it's telling me. So this is the current fuel on board, and this is the expected fuel on board reaching runway 17 in Porto, and it's telling me it's minus 9,000 kilograms. That's a lot of fuel. It's miscalculating. I don't know how to refuel the plane. It doesn't let me refuel it manually. Just, oh, there it is. So let's set up, if 27 is enough, let's set up 47. Set payload. Let's see. Do we still get insufficient fuel? 48 and 48,000. Not sure what happened here, so my apologies everyone watching. I usually trust 48,000. I usually trust SimBrief, but today it seems that he went off the chart. So we still have insufficient fuel for Faro, but we need to at least have 5,000 kilograms. Oh, this is pounds. Hold on. Oh, there's an issue here. There's an issue here. This is pounds and not kilograms, and maybe that's the problem. Weight units in metric. Let's see now. It's still pounds. See that? I think this is a bug. So metric, save. Let's go back, payload. Now it's in kilograms. Let's try again. So set payload in fuel. Let's check again, payload. 27.3 kilograms. And let's see, maybe this message was here from before, but yeah, you can see here. So this is a hiccup. So apparently the system isn't smart enough to recognize whether this information is in kilograms or pounds, and I didn't notice it was in pounds here, and it was miscalculating, so it was 27,000 pounds, which is about half of what we needed, and now it's correct. So cool. All right, so crisis averted. The flex temperature, did it change? I still don't know where to put the V speeds, guys. I don't remember, and I don't want to go back to my so performance. So this is climb, so we need to go back here to initiation, page 2, page 3 is correct. Now apparently, yeah, cost index, everything's all right. Let's go back to performance. Actually, flight plan, runway 08. So yeah, so there it is. My bad. So now we're going to insert the data for takeoff. So flaps 10 as briefed, and we're going to set, so it's going to be 134, 135, and 145. 134, 134, and 145 for V2. And the outside temperature, let's take a look at the METAR. Do we have METAR here? I don't think we do. No METAR, so let's call our trusted WX information, populate from last flight. What? Everything will happen today. So our outside temperature is 01, nice. 1 degree, so we need to take off with engine anti-ice. Oh, is it 01? It's on. No, why not? Am I pressing the wrong button? So 01 on this one. Third line. No, it doesn't allow me to. Does it? Let's try slow point. So it's variable 2 knots, so let's set it 010/2. Oh, half range. What do I mean? So line 1, 2. You know what? We got the V speeds. We don't need this. So we don't need the wind on the outside temperature. We already have our flex temperature set. We got flaps and V speeds. We don't really need this information. So that's probably why it's not allowing me to insert that. So as for the flight plan FMC, I think we got everything we need. So let's prep the flight for departure. Oops, my bad. So let's start our APU. Now, starting the APU is a piece of cake. Just press this button here, and it will run the complete operation. There's a APU start button hidden behind this panel, but apparently all you need to do is just press this one. So we got our flight management data is already going. We got door open, generator drive disconnect, actually discharge, and CG disagree. All right, so this is something we can arrange. You can see here the CG mark. We just need to set our CG in it once we got power. Currently we do not. So APU power is on. So Why is it disconnected if it was on automatic? That's odd. So let's prep our plane for pushback. Let's call GSX and tell them to prepare for pushback. No de-icing. There's no humidity in the air. We don't really need to have anti-ice. So let's view the departure for EDDM. So as we saw here, we are going through
Hello, Captain.
runway 08 left.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brake set.
I affirm. So let's view here. So our departure will be through LG2Q. There it is. So let's see the departure for LG.
Departure check completed. Pipe has been inserted.
Said. The letters are really small. LG2Q. So this is 2 and 3. There it is. No, there it is.
Locking gear.
No, that's not correct. Let's be back. So now Anarchy, anchor, algae, 2N, 2Q. There it is. This is the departure we need. Alright, so now let's call our ground crew. Request push and start.
LTU Heavy, Munich ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
Face north.
Pushback approved, face north. LTU 221 Heavy.
Austrian 118, request taxi to the
Release
active.
parking brakes.
Alright, parking brake released.
Austrian 118, runway 08, left taxi via Whiskey 2, November 3, Alpha 9 Mike, Alpha 2. Runway 08, left taxi via Whiskey 2, November 3, Alpha 9 Mike,
Probably
Alpha
need
2,
to
Austrian
disconnect
118.
the chocks as well.
Lufthansa 71 uniform, ready to taxi to the active.
Commencing push.
Lufthansa 1756, contact Munich Tower 118.705.
Alright,
Over to
we
Tower
cannot start engines until we are
118.705,
finished.
Lufthansa 1756. Lufthansa 71 uniform, runway 08, left taxi via D3 Blue, D3 Orange, Whiskey 2 November 3, Alpha 9 Mike, Alpha 2. Runway 08 left, taxi via D3 Blue, D3 Orange.
So we need to turn on the auxiliary pump number 2, then engage the starters once we got clear from the gate. Sorry about
Clear to start engine.
Alright, clear start engines, so here we go. So we're gonna start our engines by turning on auxiliary pump number 2, engine ignition number, or numeric, not numeric, alpha. Start engine 1. I think I missed a step here. Give me a moment. APU bleed, sorry, that was it. Here we go. Start again. There we go, got N2s coming up. And we can inject fuel. Engine number 1 starting. I'm not sure if the procedure now is to skip to 3 or start 2. So I'm just gonna wing it.
Lufthansa 96 November, Munich
Set
ground,
parking brake.
pushback engine start
Parking
approved.
brake set.
Face north.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face north. Lufthansa 96 November.
So we get engine 1 available. There it is. So let's start number 2 now. Like I said, I don't know if the procedures it was 132 or 123, so I'm just gonna wing it with 123 if you don't mind. Here we go, start number 2. We need to wait for
Lufthansa 829, gate Alpha 213, taxi via Alpha 10
yeah, stand by.
November
50%
42 SSS, Whiskey 2.
on
Date Alpha 213 via Alpha 10 November.
and 2 and inject.
Whiskey 2 Lufthansa 829.
So this is number 2 is the engine on top and aft. So we got a CG disagree. We'll handle that in a moment. Basically we need to set it on the green. We'll get back to that. 2 is on, start 3. And we can call GSX to disconnect.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Let's turn off. Checked.
Lufthansa 96 November. Request taxi to the active.
Lufthansa 96 November, runway 08, left taxi via A3 Orange, Echo 3 Whiskey 2 November 3 Alpha 9 Mike, Alpha 2.
Runway 08,
Unlocking.
left taxi to E3 Orange. Echo
Alright,
Whiskey
there we
2
go,
November
setting
3
flaps
Alpha
10.
Mike. Alpha 2 Lufthansa 96 November.
Austrian 118, contact Munich Tower 118.
Alright, engine number 2 is on.
Good evening.
Over to Tower 118.70.
And we can disconnect.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass being removed.
As you can see,
Left is clear,
it's
right is clear.
automatically disconnecting all the unnecessary. So this thing is still discharged, which is a bit upsetting. So we just turn off the APU. It's still available for some time. So let's set our lights to beacon because we're moving. High intermittent, so we got everything going. We can call ground and tell them that we're ready to taxi.
LTU 221 heavy, taxi for departure.
LTU 221 heavy, runway 08, left taxi via Whiskey 2 November 3 Alpha 9 Mike, Alpha 2.
Alright.
Runway 08, left taxi via Whiskey 2 November 3 Alpha 9 Mike, Alpha 2 LTU 221 heavy.
Okay, so do we have... Yeah, the guy's already off. We got clearance, so here we go, guys. Taxi for the active. So we still have that gen drive disconnect, so RCG, check weights, stand by. What the heck? So again, initiation. Oh, 24 point, so this changed, so 24.1 and 24. They were right, I was wrong. Oh, zero fuel weight seems to be fine. Oops, sorry, it's this one. Oh, gross weight changed. Yeah, there's some issues here with that pound to kilogram conversion, but I think we went over that. All right, let's taxi to the active. We do need to get our charts here for Munich because I'm not familiar with this airport. We cannot pin these charts, which is unfortunate, but let's go taxi airport. All right, so we need to go through Whiskey 2, November 3, Alpha 9er, Mike, and A2. So we are going for runway 08 left. So these are mics. Oh, don't screw me. Alright, so it's Whiskey 2. Where are we? We are somewhere over here. So Whiskey 1, Whiskey 2, and then there it is. So, wow, it's cut off. Come on, guys. Whiskey 2, November 3. Alright, so we're gonna make a left-hand turn, and then Alpha Niner. Where's Alpha Niner? Alpha Niner right here. What? Why is it telling me? Oh, because we need to go through here. Alright, and then Mike all the way. Alright, so it's the second left-hand turn. Alright. We can do this. There's no flight. Oh, hello. Yeah, this is beyond ATC, guys. So don't look out. Don't look outside. So we were told to push back towards the north. So I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. Don't mind that. So that's just beyond ATC being beyond ATC. So it's a forward and the second left-hand turn all the way to runway 08 left. Let me turn on my track IR. Oh, okay, I just jumped. Sorry about that. Alright, this is our turn here. Right here. So the nose landing gear stands way back on this plane, so it's a little bit hard to get your bearings, your angles on the turn. You might need some... I'm still worried about this drive disconnect, because I don't know if it's going to give us problems, probably. I mispressed that. My bad. We still have a config warning because we're probably not on the right CG, so let's take a look at our performance here. Keep going to performance. It's not performance, it's initiation. So our CG should be stab 5.2. So we are at 5.8. So we need to reduce that. Oh, I was right there. .2. Oh, come on. 5.2. There we go. Oh, my bad. All right, we still need to go forth quite a bit, and then turn right on the second turn to the right, and then we'll be on the threshold. So this is the first turn. We're going to go for a second turn. Going awfully fast. 28 knots ground speed, that's way too much.
LTU Heavy, contact Munich Tower 118.705.
Contact tower 11.
Going for the tower. So this is the first one. Let's go for the second one right here. And we're gonna hold on the Cat 1. So this is Cat 2. I'm gonna hold on Cat 1. That's where the blinking lights are on. There's an airplane incoming anyway, so we could go even if we wanted to. Alright, let's brake here, parking brake, set. Alright, let's go through our stuff. So, weather and turbulence. We're gonna set our ATC to on, TAR array. What else? We got flaps 10 set right here. Our V speeds are set. Our initial altitude is going. We didn't get any clearance for the initial altitude, did we? Oh, actually it is. Flight level 070. Alright, now we're going to press nav to arm. So nav is armed, and we're going to go profile arm. Profile is armed. Alright, we're good to go. I think this is bugging me. Not sure if it's going to give us problems by having drive 1. The IDG is disconnected. I'm not sure if there's a way to reconnect it. And I'm not even sure we could even fly with that disconnect. Let me do a quick search, because I don't want to take chances. Not today. Give me a quick check. Oh crap. The IDG drives can only be reset by ground staff. Do we have any services here? Nope. Oh my god. So apparently if I do this, if I disconnect the drive or discharge the drive, I'm no longer capable of recharging it, basically. So there should be a maintenance panel somewhere, but apparently there isn't. I forgot the runway turn off. Alright, let's call it in, ready for departure. We're probably going to get a few warnings, but we'll see. Let's arm for takeoff. Here we go. Set for takeoff. High intermittent is on, parking brake off. Here we go. FMS speed. Alright, there we go.
Hold position for traffic. Hold position for traffic. T2 Alpha Alpha. L352, hold position for traffic. Hold position for traffic. L352.
Airspeed alive. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Slats retract. So let's hit auto flight. We got master warning for that gen drive. Quite aggressive on the VNAV. I'm going to go for Munich radar. Autopilot is doing a good job.
Stabilizer motion.
190. Don't worry about that buzzing sound. I'll explain what it is. Oh my god, come on. Profile. 190. Come on. So, there you go. So, slats retract. Slats are still operating. Slats have been retracted. Go here to flight plan. So you can see the constraint here. It's actually pretty good at following that. I've tested that earlier. So we can turn off, runway turn off, and nose to off. Let's leave the other two up to 10,000. Sorry about that. I'll disconnect my track IR for now. All right. So we are clear for flight level 190, and we're climbing towards that. Let's increase the range here. You can see here that we got elapsed time running automatically. So this plane is ahead of its time in quite a few ways. Passing 10,000 feet, external lights off. There we go. Yeah, we still got this gen drive disconnect because of my incompetence in pressing buttons. But other than that, everything seems to be fine. At least Betsy isn't worried. Are you, dear? Nah, she's not worried. So again, guys, taking off from Munich, going to Porto on this LTU 221 Heavy, Boeing McDonnel Douglas MD-11 by TFDi. This plane was recently updated to Flight Simulator 2024. It's a really great overhaul update. So far, no big issues, aside from my incapacity to really fly this plane correctly, because I've only been flying it for 2 days. I had some issues here with gen drive discharge, because I've just pressed the wrong button. It's under a guard. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to see, but let me zoom in as much as I can. So you see here, there's a guard. You can see it here. There's a guard. So that's the reason why there's a guard, is that you don't press it accidentally. Which was exactly what I did. So yeah, it's really bad on my side. So we're going to Munich radar.
067 for flight level 190.
LTU 221 heavy, Munich radar. Radar contact, climb to flight level 400.
So let's go
Climb
for
to flight level
400.
400. LTU 221 heavy.
Munich radar, LL352 for flight level 150 for flight level
So I had
150,
two bumps.
071.
First bump was the fact that it didn't automatically convert kilograms for weights. So I imported from SimBrief with in kilograms, and in options you need to set it on metric, so don't forget that. If you don't set it on metric, it's going to get confused with the weights, and I'm not sure that should happen, but yeah. Oh, wait a minute, maybe I can disable that failure. This is failure chance. Let's set it to never save. Let's see if there's a failing system. Oh, there's an external program, I remember now. Let's see if I can run that external TFDi program. It's called MD-11 Extended Simulation. Now let's see if I got any failures running. So that's gotta be what's that, an engine failure? So it's generator failure, so it's on engine 1. Let's see if there's something I could reset. No, there's nothing, no. There's no system failure, at least not an active one. And these are basically so gen drive IDG. So IDG, let's see if I can reset that failure.
From flight level 152 for flight level 180 direct to 071. It had 4 heavy, Munich radar, radar contact, climb to flight level 370. Climb to flight level 370, Etihad 4
no luck.
heavy.
So, no luck. I can't reset the failure. Just gonna have to live with that. It was my bad. Shouldn't have pressed that. What's done is done. I don't actually see a way. Let's see if we go on maintenance here. Maybe there's a. No. Test pattern annunciator self-test. What self-test does? Nothing. So, yeah. Nothing we can do about it.
Airport 361, contact in center 124.4.
Center 124.4, Belfort 361.
Are there any more pages?
Good evening.
No. Nope. So that failure was going to live with us till we reach port.
280-106 heavy, contact Vienna center 124.4, bye-bye.
Contact Vienna center 124.4, Kuwait 106 heavy.
It's an awfully slow. It has a high rate of climb. I mean, we had 2,000 feet per minute, but airspeed is kind of low.
Lufthansa 2558, Munich radar, good evening, identified, climb to flight level 350.
Other than that, it looks fine and dandy.
Lufthansa 2558. Air France 570 Whiskey, contact Prague Center 118.375, bye-bye.
Contact Prague Center 118.375, Air France 570
That's
Whiskey.
pretty cool. Here we go. Flight plan, approach, all the standards. So this is where we set our minimums for, currently it's 200 feet AGL. We can set it on radar altimeter or barrel reference. We're going to pick up the charts in a moment for Porto. Yeah, we should have taken off with engine and TIs running because we had less than 10 degrees temperature on the ground, but yeah, these are all automatic, by the way. So review how I feel about this plane. Well, we got it, master warning, master caution for the gen drive. So first things first, visually, so we don't need to really listen to this for now. Visually, quite up there from the aircraft that I usually fly, and you guys know pretty well which planes I fly. I think this is a very good and accurate flight panel. Accurate because my experience with the MD-11 is a little bit more extensive than you would think, because I did fly the BMDG MD-11 back in the day, and it was an amazing aircraft, although limited, of course, for Flight Simulator X. And I do remember the visuals and all that. So accuracy, we can all rely on PMDG for accuracy. So TFDi did a great job in really capturing the essence of the MD-11. Plus, of course, I've been looking into cockpit recordings from the MD-11, the real deal. There aren't many, but there are some, and pictures and videos, and this really does look the part. That's what we need. That's what we want. No more, no less. Regarding the operation, well, it is a very particular aircraft, so a lot of the stuff, there's no comparison that we could make for it. But look at this. The screens are crisp. Look at that. You can even see some dirt marks. This is by design. This is not a defect. And during the day, you can see smudges and well, I don't think there's fingerprints, but there are smudges on the screen. It's really cool. So what we want to see in terms of realism, of wear and tear. These are old planes, so they kind of get worn out. You can see here the yoke, the paint is been peeling off. That's immersive. All right, you might not like it. You might want a pristine cockpit. I respect that, but it's not going to go. What you're going to get on every single aircraft out there. I forgot to set RTO for takeoff, which is behind this panel here. Is so hidden that I can see it, and I forgot about it. You need to set your auto brakes to our rejected takeoff, and I completely forgot. This is what you get for not having a printed checklist. There are no checklists here, which is also something that I think I would like to see here. Some electronic checklists, even if not realistic. We need to just set our departure. 2Q, this is the one. So I think we already passed Mercy. Yeah, we're passing, so we're right in the final leg to ALG, Alpha Lima Golf. There it is, Alpha Lima Golf right there. And then we'll be off the SID. Alright, so we're getting close to our top of climb. So in this aircraft, the top of climb, so there's a lot of differences here. Let's go step by step. This PFD here, primary flight display, is so similar to Airbus, it hurts. Even the magenta circle, come on guys, even the performance circle is the same color, magenta. The magenta lines, of course, are pretty much a worldwide standard, but even the PFD format and the speed tape kind of resembles Airbus. quite a lot. The autopilot modes, they're very unique. They're called nav and profile, auto flight, so kind of different, but the concept is the same. Even the buttons to switch between indicated airspeed and Mach, heading track, feet to meters, this is a danger, or vertical speed to FPA. This is all very similar to Airbus. Even the FMC, very similar to early Airbus A300 FMCs, and there's still some really cool aspects to it that really reminds us. All right, coming up on cruise altitude, 1,000 feet to go. Like I was saying, the FMC has a lot of stuff that's very similar to Airbus. The direct to instruction, maybe the performance pages are a little different. The initiation page is clearly a cluster of stuff. But it's really important to, even the FPLEN, this is very much Airbus. And then there's the automations, a lot of automations on this overhead panel. Everything, or the most important things, are automatic. You can select a lot of stuff around here, but most likely everything will be operated by the plane itself. And that's really cool. It's ahead of its time, really, the MD-11. And it's a shame that we're not going to see this plane flying for much longer because of all the, well, the redundancy it has been, the redundant airplane it has become with its 3 engines, and other aircraft came along, better, more efficient. But if this plane was still flying, and it's an admirable step into technology, and it's really cool to see how aviation have evolved, but some things don't change. So let's set the seat belts off. These are the attendance calls. So these are calling, so the PA to address the passengers. This is the calls to all stations, and I believe these should remain on. And when the flight attendant would come in, call reset. Oh, there it is. Let me see. So the light will come up. Someone will come in as a reply, or go into the intercom, better said. And when that happens, you can reset the calls right here. So that's pretty cool. Old school. Even another resemblance with the Airbus is the pages for the situation. I think it's the SD. I don't know what the SD acronym stands for, but you can change the depiction of what you can see on that page over there. So you can switch through hydraulics. What was written there? Third nav display not available. What? Oh, it's ND, not HD, sorry. So we can go through config. What's this? Status. Hydraulics, this is the hydraulics. It's right there. So the synoptics for these pages are pretty much the same as the Airbus. It's just different in display, of course. So here he is. We got the gen drive discharge on engine number 1. I need to read about this, so I apologize if I don't really know what's going on here, but I will read about it. So, in terms of what we were talking about, in terms of appreciation for what's been done with this airplane, it looks really, really cool. I'm just looking into. So this is really cool how you can go in and customize your deal rates right here. So usually this is set by company, but it's really cool to see that you can set some things off. So this is my comms. So barrel sync. This didn't happen, by the way. I set my barrel reference on my side, the captain side, and then the co-pilot did reset the barrel to equivalent, but it didn't set to millibars. So all right, so I was looking at time acceleration. It doesn't seem to be an automated system. Which is bad. So this page switches between takeoff and landing. So I'm getting some information from Porto. So we got tailwind of 2 knots. It's not really ideal, but we can set it. So when it gets flaps 35, let's calculate that. So we need 1,900 meters to stop it. I would love to have a time lapse, because I don't want to rely on flight simulators' time acceleration mechanics, because they really suck. So let's go back here to engine. So the engine synoptics goes back on the SD page. So overall, you got to relearn, because this is a very different aircraft. There's a mix of Boeing and Airbus, to be sure, but it's very unique to this aircraft. So don't expect to come here without some learning. There is a learning curve. It's not that steep. If you know how to fly Airbuses, I think you'll a couple of steps ahead. But you really do need to pay attention to this aircraft, read the manual, which is something that I did, but I think I need to reread it again, because I completely forget about some items. And it's perfectly all right. This is a new plane. You're not expected to fly like a pro every time. Even flying Airbuses, which are airplanes I'm very much familiar with, I sometimes make mistakes. So it's what I do on this channel, actually. I make mistakes, and when I do mistakes, I like to correct them for the next flight, because I know that everybody that flies makes mistakes, especially if you're not a real-life pilot. You will make mistakes. Oh, what happened here? Well, we switched to Langen, so we're already in German airspace. We're still in German. What was that com? Ryanair 24 Lima Lima, we received an alert regarding your pressurization. Do you need assistance? We are aware, but everything is under control. Thank you. Copy that. Keep us. This is that chit chat beyond ETC sometimes generates. There's also another chat where the captain accidentally speaks to ATC instead of speaking to the cabin. And there's a couple of jokes in there as well. Sometimes it happens. You can actually talk with the ATC. I'm not sure how the protections are these days, but you used to have full conversations with them. Let me give it a try. Langen Radar LTU 221 Heavy. Let's see how they respond. Hello MC, Richard, nice, welcome. Alright, she replied. Let me ask her what's our day going on. Langen Radar, how's your day going? Let's see how it responds. This is replying to another plane. So she replied, "A-okay, now clear the comms." Like, shut up. but it used to be a lot better, a lot cooler than that. I think they changed it because people were kind of abusing this. So basically this is AI. I'm talking with a specialized AI, and it has some freedom of speech, although very restricted to what ATC can do. And they did a really good job. But back in the day, it used to be possible to like ask questions and tell a joke, like tell me a joke, and it would tell you a stupid joke. So we're in Zurich radar. Let me try ask it for a joke. Zurich radar, LTU 221 heavy. Can you tell me a joke? Let's see how it replies. Yeah, see, they changed it. Now it says I focus on efficiency and rules. Jokes are not within my scope, but it clearly understood what I was asking it. So this is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's still very restricted. For example, you can't request an emergency. We did see that dialogue up there with the Ryanair saying there was a pressurization issue, but that's scripted. That's not really the Ryanair having an actual pressurization issue. There is some margin for unscripted stuff, but it's very restrained. But I remember very early on, in the experimental version of Beyond ATC, it wasn't unhinged, but it was clearly more free, or freer, and there were some really cool jokes that ATC would say if you asked it. And I remember there were a couple of stuff that you could interact, like abnormal conversation, and it would respond to a certain extent. But now they made it a little more stiff. And you gotta understand, if everybody goes around asking stupid stuff to Beyond ATC, the AI model will start unlearning stuff, because, you know, the AI is constantly learning, and if you're constantly asking stuff beyond the scripted stuff, it's gonna go, and it can really go. I've worked with AI in other mediums, and it is quite fun to see, but sometimes it's also very scary. So let's take a look outside this fine-looking aircraft. So it's the beauty of having 3 agents. I remember seeing this plane flying. I don't remember where I saw it, but I remember LTU flying a lot to Portugal, and I remember this particular MD-11. Not sure about the license number, of course, but LTU did fly these quite a lot. Certainly not to Portugal, so I may have seen it elsewhere, probably in Germany, but yeah, maybe Portugal, maybe, I don't know. LTU was a very predominant airline, a German airline. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. Richard, look at this. And let's pay a visit to the cabin. Now we are airborne, because now the cabin should be all lit up and beautiful. All right, so here we go. Actually, the cabin is unlit. I did set the cabin to automatic. Let me set the cabin to manual so that we can see better. So I believe it was here. Systems, there's the cabin lights, performance, behavior probably. Cabin light manual, and let's set the cabin light all the way so we can see better. All right, here we go. Not so much, so let's set it to max then. It's probably not that sensitive. A lot of stuff in this plane are still work in progress, so don't expect everything absolutely to work day one 100%. It'll still be making a few touches here and there. So here's the cabin, the cockpit door. Old school comms, really cool. Look at that. There's the doors, you can arm them only, I don't think you can open them, at least not from these panels. But like I said, the cargo variant, you can open the cargo, the main cargo door with the panel that is situated here. So, first class cabin, as you'd expect in the 1990s. A little dark, even though I said it. So the lavatory is, someone is in the lavatory. Where's the lavatory here? Should be somewhere here. Maybe in the back, yeah, maybe back here. So you see the lavatories. There's an indication right there of the lavatories being occupied. I think that's the indication. But here are the lavatories, occupied, vacant, pretty cool. So let's open them. You can't flush them. And whoa, looks like we're vampires. We don't have any reflection. So yeah, not a lot of interaction, but it serves a purpose. There's a galley for economy, I believe. So the blinders are closed. You can drop the trays like I showed earlier. Not sure why you do that, just for fun, I suppose. The luggage compartments. Oh, I'm having trouble going forward. There we go. So you can see that the binders kind of make a curve. That's not something you see every day. Not all planes model that, but it is realistic, especially in older cabins. That was quite frequent. All right, go back inside. Let's close the door, by the way. Oh, the door is already closed. All right. So yeah, pretty cool cabin, really old school. I will make a couple of flights in the future with the cargo variants because of course the model is a little different, especially on the inside. There's a lot of stuff I didn't show. So these windows do open. There's a radar running right now, although we don't have any weather showing up. There's also a terrain depiction, very old school terrain depiction, by the way. It's just for terrain avoidance. You cannot see that because we're airborne, we're quite high, but it will show red as avoidance, terrain avoidance for the obstacles. So this is going to be a 2 hours and 20 minutes flight. And so far I cannot, for the life of me, find a way to accelerate time. So I think I just reset my flight time. Yeah, I did. Look at that. My bad. But we got the flight over on the top of the screen, so we're about 1/5 of the flight or something. I may need to time accelerate this a little bit, so it's going to be a little difficult without having a system here embedded with the airplane. Let me see. So there could be a page here for that, although I cannot see it. No, but it's this test better. Self-test. Key test.
Flight level 380.
Yeah, not much happening. So this is modeled 8-hour system. We got a pre-flight, initial data, flight log, received messages, weather. Nice. We can request METAR. Oceanic clearance. So the standby nav radio can be handy. This FMC would serve supposedly the flight officer or flight engineer. So not much else. Yeah, you can remove this EFB. Got a nice little light here. Floor light as well. Look at that. Even, oh my God, even the wear. Forgot to mention this. The wear goes all the way down to the you know, the wear on the feet, because these panels were painted gray, but there's a primer here, anti-corrosion. It's kind of yellow-green. Even that, they set it off. Turn off. Briefcase light. Back down. This is the PTT. This is one of them. There's another on the yoke. Just in case the one in the yoke fails, you can have a secondary PTT. This is the window opener. We can't do that mid-flight, of course. Bring back the EFB. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we can't really have... can we have an in-flight map? Nope. No in-flight map. So a lot of things that needed to be added, I believe, to make it a little up to standards. So, flight map, it's a must. We don't really know where we are by looking at this. I mean, we can have an estimation, but Navigraph has a way to make flight following, and I think that this plane needs that in the FB, even if it's a little bit... Oh, Manpad's defense system, look at that. This is an aerial defense system. Probably for cargo planes flying in sensitive areas, you should have like a flare system or an infrared defensive system. That's pretty cool. I've not seen this. I'm just discovering that right now. So coming back to this, I honestly believe that we kind of need a flight following map, because even having these charts here, we don't see the little plane flying through them. Again, this could be a little bit unrealistic. I'm sure that the MD-11 did not have this back in the day, but you know, this is flight simming and we're kind of used to that. So things that are missing in my point of view, flight following, maintenance panel so we can reset failures. I don't know why it doesn't have that. It does have an external program that extends the simulation to have like engine fires, oil leaks and all that, but there is no reset button. There's no resetting stuff. So when I press this discharge by accident, disconnect by accident, I keep calling it discharge. When I press the IDG disconnect, the only way to reset this is by ground maintenance performing the reconnection, but there is no way to do that. Not one that I could see. Maybe it's hidden somewhere, but I certainly didn't see it. So maybe you have like an EFB option to reset failures. What else? Electronic checklist, even if not interactive, like just the ability to have the checklists here, that will be swell. This is... How do I bring back the yoke? All right, there. What else? I think that's it. Overall, the plane does fly, looks amazing. The sound is absolutely amazing. Have you heard the external sound? That's very cool. Very cool dynamic sound as well. If I would just like to be a little bit louder on the external view. Oh, by the way, there's no wing lights, is there? Maybe I forgot to turn them on. Ah, there it is, the call. You can reset the call there. No, there's no wing lights. Not that I can see. see the lights. No wing lights. Standby compass. Oh, standby compass. Just like Airbus, you can hide it. See that? A little different from Airbus, but you can hide it. It's pretty cool. No wing lights. That's odd. Oh, wing and runway turn off. Let me see, take a look outside. Ah, there it is. So the same button operates the runway turn off as well as the wing lights. And look at that, one light for the engine, the other for the wing. What do you use this light for? Well, check the slats for ice condensation, ice concentration. I believe we're flying over Germany. Let's confirm that. No longer has the VFR map here. Maybe I turned it off. No. They did remove it. The FS 2020 had the VFR map. Maybe we can, yeah, we have it here. So we're gonna go. Flight planner, here we go. So we are flying over Germany. Actually, no, we passed Germany. We're almost in France now. Past satellite. Yeah, we definitely passed Austria. And we're going into Switzerland and now France. Yeah, it sounds great. The sound is really amazing. So I really need to time accelerate this, so don't mind if I just go in here, controls, accelerate. No. Compression. No, just time. Altimeter, no. Increase. Sim rate, that's it. So increase sim rate. Let's go control. Okay. And then decrease. Well, let's just select sim rate. I'll explain why I don't like to do it like this. Sim rate. Decrease sim rate. So let's set shift. Right. So increase sim rate. 1, 2. Now, the reason why I don't like to do it like this is because now I don't have any indication whatsoever in FS what my sim rate is. So I may be flying too fast, but 8 times more in... Oh, hold on, there's a fuel indication. So what's going on with the fuel now? Okay, so here's something cool. You remember back when we were taking off, and after we took off there was this buzzing sound, and then there was a warning, oral warning about the tail horizontal stabilizer stab movement. That's standard, so it's pretty much saying that the stabilizer is moving, and it moves quite a lot. If you take a look outside, you would see that this plane's shape is nowhere near what you would see in modern airplanes. So you see that the wings, although they're very big, the arrow shape is a little more aft than let's say an Airbus A330, for example. The wings tend to be a little bit wider and not as angled as these are. And you also notice that the tail stabilizer is quite small for an airplane of this size. So this is by design. That CG, the center of gravity, is set right in the middle of this airplane, and then there's the big engine over here. This creates weight on the tail, so these horizontal stabilizers need to do a lot of work to compensate the fact that there's a huge engine dragging the tail of this aircraft. So what happened is that McDonnell Douglas designed an aft fuel tank, so that when the plane needs to, it's on cruise, the wing fuel will start being pumped to the back to raise the nose, literally, and allow the plane to have a better performance. So this is done automatically. As you can see here, the transfer is on to the tail. This is an automatic procedure, and there's also left and right transfer pumps, auxiliary transfer pumps. So this is pretty cool. It means that the plane is now transferring fuel to the auxiliary tanks and to the tail tank, or literally changing the CG, and this is all done automatically, which is pretty cool. And so again, a lot of automation on this plane, which is really surprising for an airplane of this age. So the stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizer, will move on its own to help, as well as the fuel is being trimmed back for the same purpose. So let's time accelerate. 1, 2. What just happened? Oh, I've been looking for this for quite some time. What's happening here is the
Altitude.
Oh, hold on. Alright, so what happened was, I think I don't know. Alright, so what happened was, I think that the keys I selected is also set for the spoilers armed. So when I was pressing control dash, it was pulling the speed brakes. The fuel temperature is low. There's nothing I can do about that, is there? So let's turn on the NTIs for the wing and tail, see if we can get that fuel temperature to no ice detected. So there's an ice detector. So what can I do with fuel temperature? I don't think there's anything I can do with fuel temperature, to be honest. So we do have an outside temperature is very low, is -40, which isn't that bad for the you have a, let's take a look here at fuel temperatures. Yeah, fuel is -38. So we needed to descend to warmer altitude. That's what the SD is telling us to do. I've never seen that on a modern day plane, to be honest. It's probably a quirk of this aircraft. Fuel temperature low. That's unique. I mean, insulation on these older aircrafts must have been crazy, right? There's different materials, different construction quality. So I suppose that flying this high at such low temperatures might be a risk, but at the same time, I mean, So I think we're still going too fast. This is normal speed, double speed, 4 times speed. All right, can live with that. I'm looking at the anti-collision lines. That's my only, because there's no indication. Flight Simulator never had that. Never had like a 2x or 4x to tell us at what actual compression we were at. So we kind of need to take some educated guesses. So we're coming up on the border between France and Spain. We're still in French airspace, of course. Now we're going a little bit faster. Overall, I think this is going to be my long hauler. I'm going to squeeze it between the A340, A350, and the 777 for sure. I can't really make long haul flights because of time contingencies, of course, on YouTube, but I'm gonna have some fun with this plane, to be honest. And if you ask me, should I buy this plane? Well, there are two sides of the same coin. On the one side, there are people that want like a modern airliner with all the gizmos and updates. This is not it. However, it does have a lot of automation, so it stands between the old school classics and the modern day jets. So if you're looking for something that's not that modern but still automated enough, this is the plane to go. I think I would place it between a modern day 777 and an oldie A300. Okay, maybe I'm oversimplifying things, but that's what it is. And if you like that middle term between automation and hands-on, this is the plane to go, to be honest. If you had it on, and the other side of the coin is the old school guys, the guys that really want to touch buttons, you know, there's a chance that this plane might not suit you because it has a great amount of automation still. So if you like old school, let's say the Lockheed TriStar, the L1011, L1011, this is a little bit more modern than that. If it was a DC-10, probably up your alley. But if you're looking like for something like, I don't know, the L1011, for example, DC-10, if you're into those kind of 727, 707, if you're into those kinds of planes, analog and hands-on, this is a little bit closer to the Airbus era or the Boeing automated era. So maybe not up your alley. If you had this plane on Microsoft 2020 and now you're on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, it's a $5 upgrade. $5 to upgrade this plane. I say take it, right? There's no need to. Oh, we didn't put this on standard. You don't need any excuses for that, right? So this is the plane to go. Richard, addressing your questions. Yes, I already downloaded the A340 VIP. I'll be flying with it soon-ish. I need to return to the to my regulars. I may be flying the FS Labs A321 soon, although it's quite buggy these days, but I'll try it. But I will fly the 340 VIP. It's the same plane. There's no difference in terms of operation. It's just the cabin that's different. So I'll fly it for the fun of it. Big satisfaction to get in the air, fly and land. Yeah, I mean, where's the fun in doing everything automated, right? This plane does have a lot of automation, but you don't need to fly it automatic. You don't need to fly an Airbus automatic. You don't need to go to direct law, but you can easily fly it manually. Yeah, well, it was just released today, and I had some issues downloading it via the Microsoft Marketplace. It's a mess these days. I really wish they had launched it on the any launcher because it's not good. The marketplace is not good. So we're again fuel temperature low. The recommendation is to descend as you saw earlier. So descend to warmer altitude. I'm sorry, man. This plane doesn't seem to enjoy cold weather, which is odd. We are at flight level 40, so the outside temperature is minus 38. Fuel temperature is minus 37, you can see it there. And it's constantly telling me the fuel temperature is low. I know the fuel temperature is low, guys. So you see that the tail fuel has now been sent forth again. It will do that often, on and off. So we are in Bordeaux control, so southern France. Let me get the beyond the DC window back. Bordeaux. Today we are not going to fly through Brest, that's in the northwestern side of France. So we're going to go Bordeaux, probably Madrid center, and then Porto. Not Lisbon today, when I land in Porto. I'm not giving Porto the love it deserves. It's a fine airport. I keep flying to Lisbon. I don't really like Faro Airport because it's not good. I mean, the airport itself is fine. I mean, the add-ons for Faro are not good. There's a default Asobo Airport. It's not bad. Could be better. And then there are two payware. One is from Tropical Sim and the other one is from a company I don't remember. The second one, the Tropical Sim is so simple. There's a lot of stuff missing and it is very outdated. The other one is a little more modern, but it is so frame heavy that I avoid flying there. That's the one I purchased, by the way. I didn't purchase the Tropical Sim because I thought it was just too outdated. I might remove that scenery and go back to the Asobo one, but then the Asobo one lacks a lot of stuff as well, so that's why I don't fly to Faro in the southern Portugal that much. But Lisbon and Porto are very cool. I got the two MK Studio airports for Lisbon and Porto. I keep forgetting about MK's Porto, and so today's the day. I'm gonna fly to Porto, as I promised, because that was a few months ago. I was planning to go to Porto, but I was so used to planning it to fly to Lisbon that when I went to SimBrief, instead of inputting LPPR, I just inputted LPPT and pressed generate flight. I completely missed flying back to Porto, although it was what I promised in the live stream. It's actually in the title of the live stream, but if you watch it, I'm actually flying to Lisbon. That I mixed the destinations, and I only noticed that after I took off. So I could have changed it before I took off, but I didn't notice that. So another Bordeaux center. And back to Madrid. Now we're entering Spanish airspace. I'm going to reduce speed in a moment. Yeah, and Richard, it happens. You're so used to flying to a certain destination that when you start writing the ECAO letters, like LPPT, you should have written LPPR, but you're so used to it that you don't even think twice. And, I only noticed it when I was airborne. Postman. I believe that's a FedEx flight, Postman forward 7, either that or UHL. DHL. certainly not UPS. UPS does call themselves UPS. So it's probably DHL or FedEx, but I think it's DHL.
Madrid Center, Alpine 67 Whiskey Delta. Good evening, flight level 370.
Alpine 67 Whiskey Delta, Madrid Center, radar contact.
So we're coming up on the top of descent at Zamora. That's pretty much where we always do our descents. Remember, we got a discontinuity, so we're going to require some radar vectoring to runway 17, if at all, if it is still that runway, because I was looking at the charts and it looks like there's tailwind for that runway.
Wind 2669, Madrid Center, radar contact.
So I'm going to start setting. So this is the auto brake. It's hidden behind this, and start setting stuff up. So we are going to need QNH. It's important. QNH for Porto currently is 1015. We got our, let's set this up for the approach. That's why we have some spare time now. The weather is not going to change that much. So takeoff approach. So approach, we are going to set for 35 land. All right, looks fine. Let's take a look here at performance again for Porto. Let's confirm the data, because we've noticed sometimes this data is not correct. So let's try again, get weather information. So wind 130 at 7. Now we got a headwind, 6 knots. Temperature 9. Pressure 1015. It looks correct. We just need to confirm it's either 13 or 17. 35 or 17. Yeah, I mean, when allowed with flaps 35, that's 35-degree angled flaps. We're going to use our reversers. Auto brake set to minimum. So auto brake 1. Let's calculate this. So if it is runway 17, we're actually going to get a less 70 meters than the previous, because we had 1,800 meters for estimated landing distance, if I'm not mistaken. So we are spending a lot of fuel because we are getting a headwind of 42 knots. So we are spending some fuel. Hello Andrew, welcome. Nice seeing you. Welcome. It's fine. We're about 2/3 of the flight. Let me reduce. Let's just confirm. Let's go outside. This is the LTU MD-11. Quite an amusing plane to fly so far. Alright, I'm back. I had a little thing to do. Let's see, did they talk with us? I think they did they? So we're still in Madrid. Alright, there's this discontinuity right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. No, we cannot see that for now. But there is a discontinuity up ahead. We got our top of descent. They will probably get us the clearance first. So guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, I'm 100% independent producer. I don't have monetization on YouTube, so I would appreciate if you guys can donate if you wish. You don't have to, but if you wish, there's a link in the description. There's also a link in the chat pinned. And also on the top right screen, there's a QR code for Buy Me a Coffee. So it's not important, but if you can, it will really help the channel. So there's a little slight turbulence, nothing serious. You can see the yoke moving. It's something you don't see on an Airbus. Another similarity with Airbus, you see that McDonnell Douglas called the power management thrust and not throttle. That's because the system manages thrust, manages the throttle, and they call it thrust, just like Airbus. A lot of similarities on philosophy, on systems, system names, system logics even, and the automation. Oh, there's some weather up ahead. Just literally popped out of nowhere. This radar system probably needs some work. Should be a sweep like in the other aircraft, sweep left and right, but it literally just popped into existence. I believe this is the correct range for 80 nautical miles for the weather. Anything above that, I've noticed that it tends to bug like this, like a big square. So as we pass Zamora, we'll be going to the Portuguese airspace, and we'll probably get our clearance to descend. And then we'll program our ATC, our FMC accordingly. So just waiting for that call. Let me confirm I got... You see it side slipping ever so slightly. I don't know if that's realistic or not, but it does look cool.
Viewing 531 Romeo, Grass 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right, report ready for descent.
Grass 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right, ready for descent, viewing 531 Romeo.
Viewing 531 Romeo, descent to flight level 280.
Descent to flight level 280, viewing 531 Romeo.
Ryanair 1898, contact breast control 127.2.
Center on 127.2.
So the reason why I have an electrical warning is because I accidentally disconnected the split layer and IEG drive off for generator 1. My bad. That's only resettable by the ground crew. It's not affecting our flight, but there's certainly some issues with it. Probably that fuel temperature issue we had earlier. Maybe the generator is not working, or at least the drive is not working. Maybe not feeding the correct system to heat up the fuel. That could be a problem. That could be the cause of it. Certainly engine 1 has got its drive disconnected, and that's my fault. Generator drive, I mean.
Healing 509 Golf, Madrid Center, expect cast 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right.
So still waiting for our clearance, probably only after Zamora.
24 right, viewing 509 Golf.
So coming back here, take a look at where we are. So don't mind this is the infamous weather system for MFS 2021. So you see it's disappearing, it also disappeared here. It's really nasty. It's really not good. Anyway, so there's Portugal. The border is somewhere over here. So this is probably on this steer point right there. So we are going to get our clearance closer to that. I did not import. Maybe I can import my flight plan from Navigraph. Let me confirm if I can do that. And then we can see it. So we only got generate. But we should have, oh, there it is, import route. So we're now going to have our route, there it is. So this is Zamora. It's right on the border. I need to remove the weather. How do I remove the weather from this view? Weather. Alright, let's go back. So this is Zamora, and then the border is right about the Douro, right about there. So we are going to get our clearance after Zamora, probably while crossing the border, probably after that. But what matters is that we get there, we start descending soon.
Report ready for descent.
We already know it's going to be runway 17. At least the weather looks, the winds look pushing to look to be, my God, English. It seems the winds are pushing runway 17. That's what I meant. So I'm going to accelerate a little bit here.
Viewing 509 Golf, cast 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right. Report ready for descent.
Cast 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right, ready for descent, viewing 509 Golf.
Viewing 509 Golf, descent to flight level 280.
Descent to flight level 280, viewing 509 Golf.
Alright, that's enough. We're going to start turning to Zamora, over Zamora. It's amazing how the autopilot can make so many corrections. If the autopilot didn't exist, this is all the movement you had to do throughout the entirety of the flight. Pilots would be both fatigued and really shredded, right? Because they would have to continuously move their arms to control the aircraft mid-flight. So autopilot was a blessing for every aircraft.
Alpine 47 Tango Papa, Madrid Center, amendment to your route advice, ready to copy. Roger, ready to copy. Alpine 47 Tango Papa.
There's an amendment to flight route.
Alpine 47 Tango Papa, expect mileage 5 Tango, runway 17.
That's probably what we're going to get as well.
Runway 17, Alpine 47 Tango Papa.
Not sure if that's for Porto, but it sounds like it. Let's see. Still waiting for the clearance. So we only had runway 17. We now need proper star for the approach. Still waiting.
Alpine 78 Alpha Yankee, contact Lisbon Center 119.55.
Center 119.55, Alpine 78 Alpha Yankee, bye-bye.
So definitely not this one. This is 435. 35. 35. Well, there's one for 17. Could be this one. Asport 3 Tango. This is our nav approach. Could be this one. But that's not what we got on the on this battery. We got DCT, so this is direct to out of KNR 1 UL via highway or jetway UL 155, then Bellevue, then direct Inkit and direct Port. There's no star attached to the flight plan, so we're waiting for them to give us that.
127.2 Whiskey 12 Uniform Whiskey, bye-bye. Alpine 47 Tango Papa, Marley 5 Tango, runway 17.
And let's see if they don't forget about us,
Marley 5 Tango, runway 17.
because we're coming up on our top of descent here.
Alpine 47 Tango Papa. Alpine 47 Tango Papa, descend to flight level 220. Descend to flight level 220, Alpine 47 Tango Papa.
I'm gonna.
LTU 221 Heavy, approaching our top of descent, ready for lower.
LTU 221 Heavy, Francisco Sarcanero Airport, landing runway 17.
Yep.
Francisco Sarcanero Airport, landing runway 17, LTU 221 Heavy.
Alright. Tell me to descend. Or I'm gonna do it myself. Hello.
Viewing 48 Yankee Mike, Madrid Center, expect cast 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right.
Expect cast 2 Whiskey, runway 24 right, viewing 48 Yankee Mike.
Hello.
LTU 221 Heavy, request approach change.
I'm gonna request this one.
LTU 221 Heavy, roger, say approach.
Oh.
Request ILS runway
We
17,
can
LTU 221 Heavy.
LTU 221
nav.
Heavy, you're already assigned ILS runway 17, enable.
What do I do? What do I do? It's not telling me to descend. I need to descend. What do I do, people? Yeah, it's descending. It didn't tell me an altitude to descend to, so that's a beyond ATC hiccup here. Since there is no...
LTU 221 Heavy, contact Lisbon Center 119.55.
Center on 119.55, LTU 221 Heavy.
So we don't get
Lisbon
into
Center,
trouble starting
LTU
descent.
221 Heavy, flight level 396.
LTU 221 Heavy, Lisbon Center, identified.
So it's not clearing me to descend just yet. But we are descending, so let's request an altitude
Lisbon
change.
Center, Lufthansa 17 Whiskey, good evening. Flight level 330. Lufthansa 17 Whiskey, Lisbon Center, identified.
LTU 221 Heavy, request altitude change.
LTU 221 Heavy, roger, say new altitude.
So let's go really down. LTU 221 Heavy, request flight level 150.
LTU 221 Heavy, enable flight level 150 at this time. Lufthansa 17 Whiskey, Lisbon Center. Expect inbox 2 Alpha, runway 02.
Expect inbox 2 Alpha, runway 02, Lufthansa 17 Whiskey.
Lisbon Center, LTU 221 Heavy, request altitude change.
LTU 221 Heavy, roger, say new altitude.
Flight level 330.
LTU 221 Heavy, enable flight level 330 at this time.
We're gonna hold here at 360, otherwise you're gonna get into trouble. So,
Altitude.
360. Then I want to get into trouble with Beyond ATC canceling my flight plan because I'll start descending too early or something. $45,000.
Altitude.
So you see we're coming up on the discontinuity and it's not telling me to descend. So I'm in a bit of a pickle here. This is not an airplane related issue. Definitely this is a clearly an issue with Beyond ATC. So the discontinuity here we can even clear the discontinuity. This is what we need to do. So let's continue descending. So Beyond ATC is probably full bar at this point. So let's descend to 10,000.
Stabilizer motion.
See that sound, the buzzer and the stabilizer motion? That's just telling you that the horizontal stabilizer is moving. There's no issue there. Although it sounds like a warning, like something nasty, it is not. Old school stuff, that's all. So, Beyond ATC is clearly not giving me a good time now. It has not cleared me to descend. I'm descending on my own fruition. There's no approach given.
Lufthansa 17 Whiskey, inbox 2 Alpha, runway 02. Report ready for descent.
Inbox 2 Alpha, runway 02, ready for descent, Lufthansa 17 Whiskey.
Lufthansa 17 Whiskey, descend to flight level 290.
Descend to flight level 290, Lufthansa 17 Whiskey.
VNAV, vertical navigation, is a little aggressive on this plane. I've seen it doing some fighter jet maneuvers, especially with the pitch. Well, vertical navigation involves pitch, but also engine thrust. It's a little aggressive. Probably needs to be a little smoother. But it works. So I'm really hoping we can get to 10,000 feet. Right about there. I believe that's where it's aiming at. There's the little arrow there, the blue arrow. But we are descending like crazy, like 2,000 feet per minute. It's not that steep, but in such a big, heavy plane, you can gain a lot of speed. It's doing a good job at keeping up. So there's some clouds in Porto. I believe it was raining a few hours ago.
Whiskey, descend to flight level 080. Descend to flight level 080 Lufthansa 17 Whiskey.
Still some strong nose wind coming from the west. Take a look outside. It's a really cool feature, just like the Airbus again. The landing light is retracted on the fuselage. Well, on the Airbus is beneath the wing root, but on this plane is on the sides, and kind of like some really tiny ears that pop out and turn on. It's really cool. You know what? I really enjoy this plane, aside from the little hiccups with what happened, Richard? What's the wow? Why is the wow? I really hope I can get 10,000 feet. In fact, we need to reduce a lot more than that. So aside from that little hiccup with the IGG disconnect.
LTU 221 Heavy, turn right, heading 280 vectors for the approach. Expect further clearance in about 42 miles.
Turn right, heading 280, LTU 221 Heavy.
Let's go, 280.
LTU 221 Heavy, turn right, heading 280, descend to flight level 060. Expect further clearance in about 42 miles.
Turn right, heading 280, descend to flight level 060, LTU 221 Heavy.
6,000, right? Hello, heading. Come on.
Lisbon Center, Alpine 47 Tango Papa, descending via Mars 5 Tango, flight level 203.
Alpine 47 Tango Papa, Lisbon Center, radar contact.
It's a little fidgety, this heading bug. So we're probably going straight for C117. So we're going to request a direct to, in a moment, to C117. That's the CI17, sorry. That's the center. That's the runway. Runway 17 center line. We're just going to aim for that, I think. So far it's telling us to descend flight level 060, which is a plus because it didn't tell us to descend earlier, and it's a problem because, you know, if I'm flight level 400 descending to 060 would be like
LTU 221 Heavy,
free
turn
fall.
right, heading 325.
Turn right, heading 325, LTU 221 Heavy.
So 325. Come on. See, I'm pressing the button and it doesn't want to go. And why not? Oh, there it goes. So it's middle mouse button. The outside view, like this one. Yeah, it's amazing.
LTU 221 Heavy, turn left, heading 280.
280
Turn
again.
left, heading 280, LTU 221 Heavy.
Because I got nothing more to do than just making little turns for you guys. Not you guys watching. You guys, ATC. Track IR is back on. I believe this is probably Trás-os-Montes, Vila Real. This is the northern area of Portugal. Porto is up ahead to our left, somewhere over there. You ready, Betsy? Our first official live stream landing on the MD-11. She flew with me earlier, so she knows I can do it. One characteristic of the MD-11 is that it's really fast on the landing. So, coming back here to our performance, and actually, it's not performance, it's approach, sorry. You'll see that the VAP is 145 knots. That's about 20 knots more than an A330. So, yeah, tends to be quick. Tends to be very quick.
LTU 221 Heavy, contact Porto approach 127.155.
Contact Porto approach 127.155.
I think we're still a bit too high, but let's go to Porto now.
Porto, LTU 221 Heavy, flight level 132, we have Bravo on board.
LTU 221 Heavy, Porto approach, QNH1015, expect radar vectors for IL as runway 17.
QNH1015, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 17, LTU 221 Heavy.
So let's descend a little faster. Maybe 1,500. Maybe more, 2,000. For the sake of not being able to decelerate, but we'll get there. Because we should have been at 10,000 feet, 250 knots at this point, and we did not make it. I was expecting ATC to give me a few more turns, but didn't.
Porto, Alpine 47 Tango.
So I'm expecting,
flight level 101
yeah,
Bravo.
it's tuned in. So we got PR 20 nautical miles, so it's auto-tuned ILS, that's good.
5 expect the ILS runway 17 with enough transition.
There's localizer, glide slope. They got decision height of 200. So let's go for the approach. Cat 1 should be 351, so let's set that up. So let's go for barrel. Not 251. So 3-5.
LTU 221 Heavy, descend to flight level 050.
Descend to flight level 050, LTU 221 Heavy.
I'm trying.
Alpine 47 Tango Papa, descend to flight level 080.
So landing lines,
Alpine 47 Tango Papa.
and you'll see it on the outside view. See the little mouse ears? Little mouse ears, very small mouse ears, but yeah, these are the world famous MD-11 landing lines. Really cool. Not on the wing as you usually see. So the plane's now raising the nose to decelerate. Actually, reducing speed as well.
Descend to flight level 060.
Descend to flight level 060, Alpine 47 Tango Papa.
So it's having trouble reducing speed. I'm going to help it with
LTU
speed brakes.
221 heavy, turn left, heading 260.
Turn left, heading 260, LTU 221 heavy.
LTU 221 heavy, turn left, heading 260, descend to 3,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Turn left, heading 260, descend to 3,000 feet, QNH 1015, LTU 221 heavy.
1015. I think it's going to be... It's going to be too tight, guys. I think I'm going to need to go around, but we'll see. Transition altitude is 4,000 feet, but I decided to switch to local QNH 1015 for the sake of workflow. So Porto Airport is somewhere over there, and I think I'm still way too high. We'll see. Start descending a little faster now.
LTU 221 heavy, descend to 2,400 feet.
Descend to 2,400 feet, LTU 221 heavy.
Speed check flaps.
LTU 221
Slants.
heavy, 2 miles from side 17, turn left, heading 200, maintain 2,400 feet until established on the final
Turn on
approach
the
course,
approach.
cleared ILS runway 17.
Turn left, heading 200, 2,400 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 17, LTU 221 heavy.
Alpine 47 Tango Papa, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1015, Alpine 47 Tango Papa.
Alpine 47 Tango Papa, cleared direct to the north, cross of Norwich above 4,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 17.
Altitude.
Cleared direct to north, cross of Norwich above 4,000 feet, cleared ILS runway 17, Alpine 47 Tango Papa.
So, still no approach. Got localizer lock, but it's not turning to intercept.
2,500. Stabilizer motion.
Okay, landing armed. Let's go flaps 35 and gear down.
LTU 221 heavy, contact Porto Tower 118.005.
Contact Tower 118.005, LTU 221 heavy. Porto Tower, LTU 221 heavy, ILS runway 17.
LTU 221 heavy, Porto Tower, wind 1307, runway 17 cleared to land.
Stabilizer
Runway 17
motion.
cleared to land, LTU 221 heavy.
Quite rusty outside.
Stabilizer motion.
So flaps 35. Actually, now it's 35.
Stabilizer motion.
My bad. We are on the localizer, it's doing a good job. But we're still a little below glide path. It's perfectly fine.
Stabilizer motion.
Yeah, that stabilizer motion, it's not danger, it's just a warning. Oral warning. A little annoying, but it is what it is. Alright, so we still cannot see the airport. We'll carry on. We are clear to land. Let's turn on our landing lights for the nose lights. Oh, forgot to turn on the seatbelt signs. Let's warn the PA, flight attendants, I mean. Alright, fully established. Still no visual, so we'll carry on with CAT auto land for now. So 5 miles. Auto marker. 1,500. Yeah, more or less.
Porto Tower, Alpine 47 Tango
1,900 actually.
runway 17.
A little low,
Alpine
on the
47
marker,
Tango
but
Papa,
it's
Porto
a big
Tower
plane.
continue.
Roger, Alpine 47 Tango Papa.
Very long landing, but I prefer long approach. I mean, but I prefer it this way. Yeah, let's take a look outside. Beautiful. Still can't see the airport. Alright, let's go back in. I don't want to be. So I think I can see the runway up ahead.
1,000.
Let's turn on the. Yeah, I think I can see the runway, but I will not take chances. I'll let it land. Not auto land, but make my approach. What do you think, Betsy? Should I take control, or she doesn't trust me? Oh, little side wind from the left. Little song, a little dance. All right, we got visual. A little above, flight path. Wind coming up from our left. See the airspeed, 146 knots.
500.
500 check. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa.
300.
300 check. Autopilot off.
Autopilot. Minimum.
Continue.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Nice. Reverse. See the nose? Did a wheelie here. Reverse green. Idle.
LTU 221 Heavy, exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway.
Alrighty.
LTU 221 Heavy.
Running on MPU. That wasn't bad, was it? Flaps up. Let's turn here. So remember the wheel, the nose wheel, I'll show you. The nose wheel is a little aft than what you used to see the nose wheel right beneath this door somehow. But this plane is a little more aft, so you need to compensate on the turns for that matter.
Maintain 2,400 feet.
On the go. Fly runway center line. Maintain 2,400
Oh, I'm
feet.
sorry, I provoked the go around. Took my sweet time to exit the runway. It was my bad.
47 Tango Papa. Contact Porto approach 127.155.
Contact Porto approach 127.155 Alpine 47 Tango
Start
Papa.
the weather
Copy
radar
and
off. After landing checklist.
LTU
Flaps
221
up.
Heavy. Contact ground 118.855.
Ground 118.855 LTU 221 Heavy.
Let's contact ground.
LTU 221 Heavy. Request taxi to assigned gate.
LTU 221 Heavy. Gate 11 taxi via Delta. Bravo. Sierra 2 Sierra. Sierra 1.
Gate 11 by Delta, Bravo, Sierra 2 Sierra, Sierra 1 LTU 221 Heavy.
So we still have the jet drive disconnect issue. So gate 11. I hope it's enough for this plane. So gate 11, I think, oh yeah, it's the last one. So let's go in and turn right, and it's the last, very last one. Or the penultimate. Yeah, it's second to last. All the way down. Alright, I got it. So APU is available. Let's bleed it. APU bleed. Come on. Inertia on this plane is a little too much.
Stabilizer.
So flaps are up, speed brakes are in. Taxi lights. Here we go. Yeah, I think the ground handling could be a little better. I think the plane is a little sluggish to accelerate, and then it's too sticky to decelerate. Maybe it's a characteristic of this plane I'm not complaining about, because I don't have a way to compare it to. It's one thing to fly Airbuses. After a while you get to know the planes inside out. But not only this plane is an oldie, it's very rare, so there will never be a term of comparison. Not for me at least. So here we are at Porto, second largest airport for the second largest city in Portugal. It's a very nice airport, to be honest. Everything's pretty close to the terminal. Even the parking spots are close to the terminal, unlike Lisbon Airport, where it's always a mess. So, I don't really park on this spot here too much, but I believe that I need to turn right here, not that one, because that one's going for a different gate. So I need to go here, and there's our gate over there, I think. Is it? Actually, no, it's this one. Oh, it's gate 11. This is it. Sierra 11. A little smallish, isn't it? Okay. So let's Sierra 11. No, follow me. And let's do Menzies. There it is. Right, there we go. We don't need this anymore. Right. So BGGS. I think this gate is a little too small for this plane. Oops. To the right. Turn off the left. Come on. Stop. Parking brake on. Okay. So everything went fine and dandy today. So got our APU bleed, and we can turn off our engine. So let's start with the top one, just because I can. 1 and 2. All right. APU is on. So let's request deboarding. Here comes the gate. All right. So we are going to request external power here. Wheel chocks are set. Open L1 passenger door. We got external power. Can disconnect APU. All right. Did I forget to arm this? Yep, I forgot to arm the evac. My bad. My bad. Sorry, guys. Anyway, welcome to Porto. Let's go outside. Welcome to Porto in this beautiful... Actually, wrong door. I opened the wrong door. So again, welcome to Porto. So it's been a very, very, very pleasant flight on the TFDi amazing MD-11. I don't remember the maiden flight of any plane, any add-on I had to be this smooth. Aside from some minor issues, this was a very uneventful flight, which is the way I want it. I always want flights to be this cool, this smooth, this uneventful. And this was it. This was an amazing flight out of Munich on a very oldie but yet modern plane. It's a shame the MD-11 never get the glory it probably deserved. It's a shame that only about 200 units were built. It's a shame that we didn't see it more predominant in the skies. But here we have the chance to, you know, correct that mistake from history. This is an amazing airplane. As you saw, a lot of automation, a lot of stuff that really makes the flight enjoyable. Some things are missing. I did miss the flight following map. I missed the maintenance resets, menu options. I missed the flight following on the charts as well. Some minor stuff, electronic checklist, even if not interactive, would be nice as well. I need to print my own. But besides that, I think, you know, TFDi has very minor stuff to correct compared to other recent releases. I mean, I can imagine how many people would feel like to have such an excellent release. This was an upgrade from Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 to 2024. I get it, but still they had to redesign the external model, which looks amazing. It's one of the best looking planes I've seen ever in Flight Simulator 2024. And it is an amazing airplane to fly as well. The systems are very well developed. The flight model is a little too aggressive, but that's something they can easily tweak. And guys, the tri-jets are back, and this is the first heavy tri-jet that I really enjoyed flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And it is a plane that I will fly more and more in the future, so stay tuned. Next flights will probably be cargo, because I really love the cargo version of this plane. But other than that, you know, if you want a long-range hauler that's both reliable and automated, take a look at the MD-11. It's a great choice, to be honest, and it's not that much of an oldie. It's actually a disguised an old man, a young man disguised as an old man. That's the way I see it. It's semi-modern, and that's a good thing, because we're so tired of having modernized stuff. So 3 holder lives indeed, Richard, and I really think that if you guys want a challenge, this is a little different. I think you're going to enjoy this plane really that much. as much as I did, at least. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember, the Glide Slope is a non-profitable channel, so I rely on your likes, your subscriptions, and if you can, your donations via Buy Me Coffee. You got a link in the description, as well as the QR code that sometimes pop up on your screen. So until next time, I hope to see you here, probably flying the A340 VIP version, but we'll see. And I guess 2026 is launched really well. I mean, just look, we got this amazing MD-11, and we're expecting the Phoenix A320 and A321neo. We're expecting the Inibuilds Lockheed L1011. I mean, this is going to be a great year, guys. Just stay tuned, and I'll try. Oh, I cannot forget the A340-600 from Aerosoft. A lot of great planes incoming. I may not buy them all because I really don't have the money for it, but with the help of this community, maybe I'll get one or two of those. We'll see. So guys, once more, see you next time, and remember to keep the blue side up, like everybody keeps saying on these live streams. I don't know why. Keep the blue side up, I guess. Cheers, and bye-bye.
I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drum's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the